Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt the sting of betrayal? The pain of rejection? The weight of someone's words or actions cutting so deep it left a scar on your soul? Of course you have. Every single one of us has. And it's easy to sit there and ask, why me? Why did they hurt me? Why did they leave? Why did they break me? But I'm here to tell you something today that might shake you to your core. God wanted them to hurt you. Now hold on. Don't mistake what I'm saying. This isn't about punishment. This isn't about cruelty. This is about purpose. This is about growth. See, God doesn't allow pain in your life to destroy you. No, he allows it to shape you, strengthen you, and prepare you. That betrayal you experienced, it taught you who's really in your corner. That rejection you faced, it redirected you towards something better. That hurt, that heartbreak, it cracked you open so that your true self, the version of you that was meant to shine, could finally break free. Because let me tell you something, comfort zones don't create warriors. Easy roads don't build resilience, and happy endings don't teach us the lessons that forge unshakable faith and determination. The people who hurt you, whether they lied, cheated, abandoned, or betrayed you, they weren't sent to destroy you. They were sent to reveal your strength. God didn't let them hurt you because you deserved it. No. He let them hurt you because he knew you could rise above it. He let them hurt you because he saw the potential within you that even you couldn't see at the time. Let me break it down for you. When you're building muscle in the gym, what do you have to do? You've got to tear the fibers, don't you? The pain you feel after a workout isn't weakness, it's growth. That's how your body gets stronger. And your spirit is no different. The pain you feel is the breaking of old patterns, old beliefs, and old versions of you. It's the tearing apart of what no longer serves you so that you can step into the fullness of who you're meant to be. But here's the key. You can't stay in the pain. You can't live in the wound. You've got to pick yourself up and say, this hurt me, but it didn't break me. This cut me, but I'm still here. And let me remind you of this. When God allows someone to hurt you, it's because they don't belong in your future. He's clearing your path. He's making room for the right people, the people who will honor, respect, and uplift you. So I want you to look at your pain differently from this day forward. Don't see it as punishment. See it as preparation. Don't see it as loss. See it as gain. Because God doesn't waste pain. He uses it. He uses it to mold you, to teach you, and to guide you toward your destiny. And the next time you ask, why did they hurt me? I want you to shift that question. Ask instead, what is this teaching me? What strength is this building in me? What doors is this pain preparing me to walk through? My friends, you are stronger than you know. The hurt was not your end. It was your beginning. So stand tall, be grateful for the lessons, and walk boldly into the incredible future that God is preparing for you. The pain wasn't the plan, but your victory over it absolutely is. Let's go out there and own it. Pain is something we all try to avoid. It's uncomfortable, it's challenging, and at times it feels unbearable. But what if we've been looking at it the wrong way? What if pain isn't something to run from, but something to embrace? What if every hardship, every betrayal, and every moment of suffering was actually working in our favor, molding us into something stronger, something greater? When we go through difficulties, our first instinct is to question why. Why did this happen to me? Why did they hurt me? Why am I experiencing this pain? But the real question we should be asking is, what is this pain teaching me? How is this shaping me into the person I am meant to become? Life has a way of breaking us open, tearing apart the things we cling to and forcing us to grow. Think about the hardest moments in your life, the moments that knocked you to your knees, the moments where you thought you wouldn't make it. What happened after? You changed. You adapted. You became wiser, stronger, more resilient. The pain forced you to see things differently. It forced you to let go of what wasn't serving you. It pushed you to evolve. Pain is a sculptor, chiseling away the parts of you that no longer fit your destiny. The pain you experience is not random. It is not meaningless. It is a tool used to refine you, to test you, and to build you into the person you were always meant to be. Think about an athlete training for the Olympics. They push their body beyond its limits. They endure exhaustion, soreness, and pain every single day. And why? Because they know that without the pain, there is no growth. Without the struggle, there is no strength. Pain is the process that leads to transformation. The same applies to your life. The pain you're feeling right now is not here to destroy you. It's here to shape you. It's here to prepare you for what's coming. It's here to strengthen you for the blessings that are ahead. Most people try to avoid pain at all costs. They look for the easy way out, the shortcut, the escape. But what happens when you avoid pain? You stay the same. You never grow. You never reach your full potential. Growth requires discomfort. It requires endurance. It requires a willingness to face the hard things head on and push through them. Every time you endure pain and come out on the other side, you become a stronger version of yourself. You develop resilience, you develop wisdom, you develop the ability to handle more, to take on bigger challenges, and to overcome greater obstacles. When you look back on your life, you will realize that the moments of greatest pain were also the moments that led to your greatest breakthroughs. Maybe it was a breakup that forced you to find yourself. Maybe it was a job loss that pushed you toward your true calling. Maybe it was betrayal that taught you who you could really trust. Every painful experience carried a lesson. Every hardship carried a hidden blessing. Pain strips away the unnecessary and reveals what truly matters. It exposes our weaknesses so we can strengthen them. It shatters our illusions so we can see the truth. It removes what is holding us back so we can move forward. There is a reason why pressure creates diamonds. Without pressure, a diamond is just a piece of coal. The weight, the intensity, the heat, that is what transforms it into something valuable, something unbreakable. You are no different. The pressure you are feeling, the struggles you are facing, the pain you are enduring, it is refining you. It is making you into something stronger, something more powerful, something unstoppable. Pain is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. It reveals your true character. It shows you what you are capable of. It forces you to dig deep, to find strength you never knew you had. When you embrace pain, when you stop resisting it and start learning from it, that is when your true power is unlocked. The pain you feel is a sign that you are growing, that you are evolving, that you are becoming the person you were always meant to be. Struggle is something most people try to avoid, but the truth is that growth only happens when you push beyond your limits. Nothing strong is built without resistance. Nothing powerful is created without pressure. If you look at any successful person, any leader, any individual who has accomplished great things, you will find a common thread in their stories. They all went through struggle. They all faced adversity. They all had moments where they were tested beyond what they thought they could handle. But instead of running from the struggle, they leaned into it. They understood that growth is not found in comfort. Growth comes through challenge, through hardship, through pushing yourself beyond what you once believed was possible. Think about a seed planted in the ground. In order for it to grow, it must break through the shell that surrounds it. It must push through the dirt, reach for the sunlight, and fight its way upward. That process is not easy. It is a struggle. But without that struggle, there is no growth. The same principle applies to life. Every time you are faced with a challenge, every time you are confronted with an obstacle, you are being given an opportunity to grow. It may not feel like it in the moment. It may feel like life is working against you, like everything is falling apart. But in reality, you are being shaped, refined, and strengthened for something greater. Think about the process of building muscle. If you want to grow stronger, you have to lift weights. You have to push your body beyond what it's used to. You have to break down muscle fibers so they can rebuild stronger than before. Without that struggle, there is no progress. Without that resistance, there is no growth. If you never challenge yourself, if you never step outside your comfort zone, you will stay the same. You will never unlock your full potential. Growth only happens when you are willing to endure discomfort, when you are willing to struggle for something greater. Most people want the rewards without the effort. They want success without sacrifice. They want strength without struggle. But that's not how life works. Everything worthwhile requires effort. Everything meaningful requires perseverance. If you want to grow, if you want to evolve, you must be willing to embrace struggle. You must be willing to face challenges head on, knowing that each challenge is an opportunity to become better, to become stronger, to become more resilient. Struggle forces you to dig deep. It forces you to tap into strength you never knew you had. It reveals who you truly are. When things are easy, anyone can show up. Anyone can perform. But when things get hard, that's when your character is tested. That's when you find out what you're really made of. The people who achieve greatness are not the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who faced obstacles, who endured setbacks, who struggled but never gave up. They are the ones who understood that growth comes through struggle and embraced it instead of running from it. Think about the caterpillar that transforms into a butterfly. Before it can fly, before it can reach its full potential, it must go through a period of struggle. It must push and fight its way out of the cocoon. That struggle is necessary because it strengthens its wings, preparing it for flight. Without that struggle, the butterfly would never develop the strength it needs to survive. The same is true for you. The struggles you face are preparing you for something greater. They are strengthening you, equipping you, and building you into the person you are meant to be. Pain and struggle are not signs that something is wrong. They are signs that you are growing. They are signs that you are being stretched, that you are stepping into a new level of strength, resilience, and power. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than they have succeeded. They have struggled more than most people are willing to. But they didn't let those struggles define them. They used them as fuel. They used them as stepping stones. They used them as opportunities to rise higher. Growth is not found in the easy moments. It's found in the hard ones. It's found in the moments where you want to quit but choose to keep going. It's found in the moments where you feel like you have nothing left, yet you push forward anyway. It's found in the struggle, in the resistance and the challenges that force you to become more than you were before. Rejection is something that every person experiences at some point in life. It can come in different forms. A relationship that didn't work out, a job opportunity that fell through, a friendship that faded away, or a dream that didn't unfold the way you had imagined. In those moments, rejection feels like failure. It feels like loss. It feels like something has been taken away from you. But what if rejection wasn't meant to hurt you? What if it was actually meant to redirect you? What if every closed door was actually a blessing in disguise, pushing you toward something far greater than what you originally wanted? People often associate rejection with worth. They take it personally. They believe that because something didn't work out, it means they weren't good enough. They weren't smart enough, talented enough, attractive enough, or deserving enough. But that's not the truth. Rejection is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of misalignment. It is the universe, God, or fate removing what does not belong in your life. It is a course correction. It is a shift in direction that is ultimately leading you to where you're truly meant to be. Think about a time when you wanted something so badly, but it didn't work out. Maybe it was a person you loved, a job you desperately wanted, or an opportunity you believed was meant for you. At that moment, it felt like the end of the world. But as time passed, as new doors opened, as different opportunities arose, you realize why that rejection had to happen. You realize that if you had gotten what you wanted, you would have settled for less than what you actually deserved. You would have been stuck in a situation that wasn't truly meant for you. Rejection is painful because it forces you to let go. It forces you to release the attachment you had to a specific outcome. But what you don't always see in the moment is that what you're letting go of is nothing compared to what's ahead. Every great success story includes rejection. Every person who has achieved something remarkable has been told no at some point. They've been denied opportunities. They've been turned away. They've faced obstacles that seemed insurmountable. But instead of allowing rejection to break them, they used it as fuel. They understood that rejection was simply redirection. They understood that a closed door wasn't the end, it was an indication that there was a better door waiting to be opened. Think about an author who submits their manuscript to publishers and gets rejected over and over again. Some of the most famous books in the world were rejected dozens of times before they were finally published. Imagine if those authors had given up after the first rejection. Imagine if they had taken it as a sign that they weren't good enough. The world would have been robbed of incredible stories simply because someone misinterpreted rejection as failure rather than redirection. The same applies to relationships. So many people hold on to relationships that are not serving them simply because they fear rejection, they fear being alone, they fear the unknown. But what if rejection in relationships was actually protection? What if that person walking away was actually saving you from a future filled with pain and disappointment? What if their absence was making space for someone who would love, respect, and appreciate you in ways you never imagined? Sometimes the people we want the most are the ones who are least aligned with our purpose. And when they leave, it's not a loss, it's a blessing in disguise. Opportunities work the same way. Sometimes you apply for a job and you don't get it. You feel disappointed, you question yourself, but later you find yourself in an even better opportunity, one that truly aligns with your skills, your values, and your long-term vision. Looking back, you realize that if you had gotten the job you originally wanted, you would have never been available for the one that was truly meant for you. Rejection is not the universe working against you, it is the universe working for you. It is the removal of what does not belong so that what does belong can find its way to you. It is the closing of a chapter so that a new, more powerful one can begin. It is a divine intervention that prevents you from settling for something that is not in alignment with your highest potential. Instead of fearing rejection, embrace it. Instead of seeing it as failure, see it as redirection. Instead of letting it define your worth, let it refine your path. The things that leave your life are not meant to stay. The things that reject you are not meant to claim you. The things that do not work out are not meant to be part of your journey. What is meant for you will never reject you. What is aligned with your purpose will never require you to force it. What is truly yours will always find its way to you. Pain is something that everyone experiences. It comes in different forms. Loss, betrayal, failure, disappointment. It can come suddenly, knocking the wind out of you, or it can be a slow burn, a weight that lingers over time no matter how it arrives. Pain always demands attention. It forces you to feel, to question, to confront things you may not want to face. But pain is not random, it is not pointless, it is not something that happens just to make life difficult. Pain has a purpose. It is a tool, a teacher, a force that shapes you in ways nothing else can. When pain enters your life, the first instinct is to resist it. You want to push it away, numb it, avoid it at all costs, but pain does not go away just because you ignore it. It lingers, waiting for you to face it, waiting for you to understand its lesson. The sooner you accept that pain is part of growth, the sooner you can use it to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Pain is the chisel that carves away what is unnecessary, what is weak, what no longer serves you. It forces you to let go of illusions, to break old patterns, to step into a new version of yourself. Some of the most profound transformations happen through pain. Think about the moments in your life that changed you the most. They were likely not the easy moments, not the comfortable times when everything was going smoothly. The moments that shaped you were the ones where you struggled, where you had to dig deep, where you felt broken but found a way to keep going. Those moments redefined you. They reveal parts of you that you didn't even know existed. Pain has a way of showing you who you really are. It strips away everything superficial and brings you face to face with your true self. People often see pain as a punishment, as something unfair. But what if pain is actually a form of guidance? What if it is redirecting you, showing you a path you would have never considered otherwise? Sometimes pain comes to wake you up. It comes to shake you out of complacency, to break you free from situations that are not aligned with your purpose. A painful breakup might feel like loss, but in reality, it could be clearing the way for a deeper, more fulfilling love. A failed business might feel like a setback, but in truth, it could be redirecting you toward a greater opportunity. A betrayal might feel like a wound, but it could be revealing the truth about people who were never meant to walk with you in the first place. Pain teaches you things that success never can. It teaches you resilience, patience, and emotional strength. It teaches you how to stand up after being knocked down, how to rebuild after losing everything, how to trust yourself when the world feels uncertain. Pain forces you to grow in ways that comfort never could. When everything is easy, you have no reason to change, no reason to push yourself beyond your limits. But when pain enters the picture, it demands transformation. It forces you to evolve. Think about how the strongest materials in the world are created. Diamonds are formed under intense pressure. Gold is purified by fire. Steel is strengthened through extreme heat and force. Nothing strong is made without struggle. The same principle applies to you. The difficulties you face are shaping you into something unbreakable. The challenges you endure are refining you, removing the weaknesses, and leaving behind only what is powerful, resilient, and unstoppable. People who achieve great things in life are not the ones who never experience pain. They are the ones who learn to use pain as fuel. They take their hardships and turn them into strength. They take their wounds and turn them into wisdom. They refuse to let pain define them as victims and instead choose to rise above it. They understand that pain is not an obstacle, it is an opportunity. Every painful experience carries a lesson. Sometimes the lesson is about letting go. Sometimes it's about recognizing your own worth. Sometimes it's about finding the courage to start over. Pain does not come without purpose. It is there to push you toward growth, to force you to become the person you were always meant to be. The key is to stop resisting it and start asking, what is this teaching me? How is this shaping me? What strength is this building in me? The moment you shift your perspective on pain, you reclaim your power. You stop seeing yourself as someone who is suffering and start seeing yourself as someone who is evolving. Life is going to test you. It's going to push you, break you, and challenge you in ways you never expected. You're going to face setbacks, heartbreak, rejection, and loss. People will betray you, opportunities will slip away, and things won't always go the way you planned. And in those moments, you will have a choice. You can stay in the pain, in the wound, in the story of what happened to you, or you can rise above it. You can use it. You can transform it into something powerful. That choice will define everything. It will determine whether you stay stuck or whether you step into the life you were meant to create. Most people allow their pain to become their identity. They live in the past, in what was done to them, in what they lost. They replay the same stories over and over again, reinforcing their limitations, their doubts, their fears. But the most successful people in the world, the ones who have overcome the greatest obstacles, made a decision. They decided that their pain would not define them. They decided that no matter what happened, they would rise, they would own their destiny, they would not let the past control their future. You have that same power. You have the ability to turn your pain into fuel, to take everything that was meant to break you and use it to build something unstoppable. But it starts with a mindset shift. It starts with the decision to no longer be a victim, to no longer let your circumstances dictate your future. It starts with looking at everything you've been through and deciding that it was preparing you for something greater. Pain is energy. It's powerful. It can either consume you or it can drive you. The same fire that destroys can also be used to create. The same storm that can tear things apart can also clear the way for something new to grow. It all depends on what you choose to do with it. Will you let it hold you down, or will you use it to rise? Will you let it break you, or will you use it to make you stronger? Will you let it define you, or will you decide who you are in spite of it? Look at the people who have achieved greatness. They weren't the ones who had an easy life. They weren't the ones who never struggled. They were the ones who took every challenge, every hardship, every ounce of pain, and turned it into motivation. They refused to let their circumstances limit them. They refused to let the world decide their worth. They took control of their story. They turned every no into fuel for a greater yes. Owning your destiny means taking full responsibility for your life. It means no longer blaming others, no longer waiting for someone to save you, no longer expecting life to be fair. It means understanding that while you may not have control over what happens to you, you always have control over how you respond. You have control over your thoughts, your actions, your choices. You have control over whether you stay in the pain or whether you use it to build something better. The past does not define you. The pain does not define you. What defines you is what you do next. What defines you is the decision you make right now to take back your power. To stop waiting, to stop wishing, to stop living in the story of what went wrong. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you believe. But you have to decide. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you your dreams. No one is going to do the work for you. It's on you. It always has been. And that's the most powerful realization you can have, because once you own that, once you truly understand that you are in control of your destiny, nothing can stop you. Your pain has already taken so much from you. Don't let it take your future too. Don't let it keep you stuck in the past in resentment, in anger, in regret. Don't let it rob you of the life you were meant to create. Use it. Rise from it. Turn it into something powerful. The world needs your strength, your resilience, your story. The world needs you to rise.